Hello, everybody. Welcome to Living with Asperger's, and I just received word of the attack that happened in Sweden. So, the BBC every once in a while, like at least one or two times a week, will show a live broadcast of a panel where people get to ask questions and, send out comments and stuff like that. And that's cool. Good for you, BBC. You're actually talking to people rather than just, doing what the American media does and immediately blaming everyone for everything. But I saw a very disturbing trend. And it has to do with the fact that people are constantly blaming one religion for every bad thing that happens in Europe. And that religion is Islam. Yeah. So, here's my view on this whole thing. This was one person. We don't even know if he was Islamic or not. And yet you're blaming an entire people and religion and culture on the actions of one person. And this isn't the first time this has happened either. This has happened so many times in the past, it's scary. The Nazis blamed an entire people for all of their wrongdoing. And look at what that caused. Millions upon millions of Jews have literally died because of the word of one person. Okay? I have a lot of friends that are doing theological studies and cultural studies. I'm into this stuff. Okay? Islam is a peaceful religion. It has always been a peaceful religion. And I'm going to go over a little bit of the history to explain what's going on with the more extreme side of it. But there are over 1 billion people practicing Islam. If Islam is as bad as everyone said it was, the world would be absolute shit right now. I probably wouldn't even have a roof over my head. Hell, I probably wouldn't even be able to make a YouTube video, let alone talk about this subject. Because the technology would no longer be there. Look, if you're going to blame one person if you're going to blame an entire religion for one person, then you are an asshole. In America, we have terror attacks way more than you would think. Ever since 9/11, and we know that was caused by Islamic extremists, ever since 9/11, the news has been reporting these extreme terror attacks. And more recently, we've had quite a few very big ones here in Colorado. We had the Planned Parenthood clinic attacked. We had the Arapahoe Theater shooting. We've had multiple school shootings as of recent. Were any of them caused by Muslims? No, they were caused by Christians. Do we blame the entirety of Christianity because of one stupid person's opinion and his ability to grab a bunch of guns and just mercilessly attack a building for no reason? No, of course we don't. Because they're Christian. We know that most Christians are okay people. We also know that about Islam, but the second we figure out that an Islamic person did some horrible act of terrorism, we blame the entire Muslim community for their action. It's sort of like if you were in a group of people, okay? And the people in Group A, which is the part that you're a part of, were very friendly and very caring, except for one asshole. Okay? This one asshole goes over to Group B and punches someone from Group B in the face. Instead of Group B blaming the individual, we blame the entirety of Group A. And that's exactly what's happening with the Islamic people here in America. They are afraid of being here because of the actions that our president has taken to prevent them from entering our country. No. We have had multiple federal judges go against that act. And I am so glad that happened because it is a part of our checks and balances that has been keeping our government running for a very long time. But I am super scared right now because, the the world is going to shit not because of Islam, but because of the fact that people blame Islam for literally everything. Okay? Once again, Islam is a very peaceful religion. And, all the shit that's happening is because of this little... How would I describe it? Argument, if you will. So, the reason why there is extreme Islam today is because of something that happened over, 600 years ago. One event. And this is what caused the split between the Sunnis and the Shiite Muslims. So, after Muhammad Ali died, there was a period of peace. And this peace was very, very well known. And it caused the Islamic religion and the Arabian Empire to spread way far out of its borders. And it created the Ottoman Empire, Arabia. It even spread into Egypt a little, which was still like its own civilization. But basically what happened was the Muslims couldn't figure out who the true heir to the throne of the caliphate, which is their word for king. And basically, the Shiites thought that the person that they had was the true heir to the throne of Muhammad, who was their prophet. But then there is the other side who believed that their person was the person that belonged on the throne. Those people became the Sunni Muslims. And now they are constantly fighting against each other because there's still conflict going on from something that happened over 600 years ago. Now, once again, most of this fighting is not done in a battlefield. Okay? That's done by all the morons that are in groups like ISIS or otherwise. Alright? Those groups are doing it through politics. They're trying to get their leader elected up for running. It's kind of like what we do here in America when it's Republican versus Democrat. But way, way older and way, way more ridiculous. You see, due to the way Islam works, there are quite a few things that wouldn't fit into a Western society. But in an Eastern society like they have, where water is very scarce and they have very few resources and they're constantly war-torn, it works. And people don't understand that. Especially here in America, which is really sad because we really got to understand more of the world around us rather than just think that America is the best country ever. But yeah, there's just a whole shitload of stuff going on in the Middle East right now. Prayers going out to anybody in Sweden who was affected by this event. And once again, please, for the love of God, do not blame all of this on one person. Please don't. I am begging of you not to do this. Because the second you do, it allows people to come out of their shell and tell their super racist opinion to the world. Okay? So the next point I want to get across is people do this way more often than you'd think. Even individuals do this to other individuals. When something goes wrong, they blame it all on one person. And this has been happening to me over the past month, and it's been a big stressor on my life recently. I don't like it, but I looked it up. I looked up the research. Every 7 years or so, you get replaced. Or you don't get replaced, but 7 of your friends get replaced. And a lot of these people that have been tearing me down and blocking me on Facebook and shit like that are people that I've had for well over 7 years. And people that just turned out to be total ass bags. You need to remember that shit like this is going to happen. You're going to lose your friends and you're going to make new ones. So, just stay healthy, I guess. I mean, I don't know what else to say in this video other than what I've already said. Rant over, I guess. Once again, prayers going out to Sweden. I'll see you guys next week.